Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Fantasy Premier League with FPL Wizard. I hope you're all fine and the turnover times are crazy for FPL now and the last game week just finished yesterday and we have another game week starting tomorrow guys. But I had some work tomorrow so I decided to kind of get through the important questions the live stream today only. So welcome. I'm not sure how many of our regular viewers are going to be able to make it, but I'm just going to try and get through with the stream and just talk about the main talking points. There are kind of relating to game week 17 and game week 18. So just would like to show you my score from game week 17. I've had a relatively good game week. The decision to kind of go with Jota over Foden was not that big, but could have been more. Even the goal that Jota scored was a bit contentious one. Didn't look too dangerous. Foden, on the other hand, could have had lots and lots of attacking returns because City kind of scored 7. And Foden got 1 assist and 1 goal, but he could have had more. He was taking corners, looked pretty dangerous. And add to that, I had one City player. Cancelo was suspended, obviously, and that was Bernardo Silva, and he was the only midfielder that didn't get an attacking return. Gundogan came on, he got an attacking return. Every player, Mahrez, Foden, Kevin De Bruyne, Gundogan, everybody got attacking returns, but for Bernardo Silva, even Rodri, Nihal says Foden deserved at least 3-4 returns. It was down to his finishing totally, my friend. So I'm not sure if I made the right decision to go with Jota over Foden, but I guess I'll have the chance to put it right again this week. On the whole, overall it was a good game week. Could have expected at least 1 point from Livramento, but wasn't to be. But these are like just small things which we can nitpick. Otherwise, the great strike by Alexander-Arnold. Alonso kept a clean sheet, was taken off early. James conceded a goal but provided an assist, and he got 3 bonus points as well. So it was a good day. He missed an open goal as well. Rhys James. Ramsdale again got a yellow card for time wasting, but was a great performance from Arsenal. I just like Phil Foden. I don't know how Saka ended that game with 6 points, guys. He had chance after chance. He created chances for others. At least 2 goals he put on a plate. One for Xhaka and one other for maybe it was for Lacazette. And he missed 2 glorious opportunities to score himself. Last game week he hit the post. This game week he just hit straight at the goalkeeper. It's just that with Saka the attacking returns are right around the corner, but that corner never arrives. But I'm happy to keep him against Leeds, who conceded 7 against City. I'm happy to keep Bukayo Saka. Bourne was obviously not that good, but my transfer of Watkins was good. So overall it was a decent week, guys. 74. The overall rank is now 110k, getting really close to that top 100k threshold. Once I cross that, and then I'm gonna be looking at 50k and just gonna try and make some ground, guys. Rhys James should have hauled. He had absolutely hauled. Rhys James created so many chances. Even at the start of the game, Jorginho put him right through on goal. He was like one-on-one with the goalkeeper. I thought that ball had gone in when he hit it, but unfortunately it was the wrong side of the post. So this was about my team from game week 17, guys. There was not a lot of talking points except there was lots of FPL managers who got hit with the COVID kind of reschedule, especially ones with Leicester, Tottenham assets. Lots of kind of late postponement calls were made. For example, which was the other major game that got postponed. One was obviously, I think it was Burnley versus Watford, in which I think there were people who had like Dennis as well as King as their strikers, and when that game got called off, people were reduced to like 9 players for the game week. So it was a little bit tough on on those managers, generally speaking, But that's how FPL is. It's a lot about. For example, I know so many managers who got like Brosha off the bench. Even Nahil here, he got Brosha off the bench. Nobody expected Brosha to start, let alone Hall. So it was a crazy game week. I mean, Livramento, if he could have given us 1 point, then it would have been happy. Nail says I got a jammy Brosha points from the bench. Exactly. I mean, that's good, my friend. I mean, to kind of have jammy points, you need to go for the right players. I mean, Brosha has looked really good. He's looked really good. The only problem is with his injuries. I just didn't bring him in because of his injuries. I actually went for Armstrong over Brosha when I actually went for a Southampton striker. Nahal says 12 points as Jesus did not play. Yeah, Mike, that was lucky. I expected Jesus to get some minutes off the bench. Even Sterling, it was strange. I mean, so many people went. For example, the move I made: Ronaldo to Watkins and Brownhill to kind of Jota. Many people on the FPL community made a move for taking out Ronaldo for Pookie and bringing in Sterling in place of Brownhill to kind of attack the game week. They were actually really, really badly badly hit by the game week because Sterling didn't come on, didn't start. It was really unexpected to me as well. Sid says, "What's up, bro? All's good, my friend." Actually, I was busy tomorrow at the time of the stream. I have to take my son to his friend's birthday party. So it was unavoidable in the end. So I decided I'd just come on, talk to anybody who could kind of find the time to join the stream, so that I can just put my thoughts out there for the game week and answer any doubts if any. Yeah. Neil says I had him first sub over Livramento. That's good, my friend. I always say strikers over the defender, no matter who that defender is, unless he's somebody like Cancelo, but you never bench Cancelo anyway. So always attacker over the defender. That was the right choice, Nihal. Nishil says, is Mount a must buy? Not sure about Mount. Nishil, he keeps ticking over. He gets an odd big score, but Chelsea are, I don't know, Chelsea are a strange team, to be honest with you. For example, in yesterday's game, Everton never looked like scoring, and as soon as Chelsea scored, I don't know what happened. I mean, instantly they started conceding some ground. I think they went back about 5 yards after scoring, and Chelsea had so many chances but couldn't put them off. I think lack of a good or a fit striker is hurting them a lot. But if you want to go for Mount, I'd suggest he's a good option in that price bracket. I'd say Foden, Jota, Mount, they're all really good options in that price range. The only benefit of Mount over Jota and Foden is that Mason Mount is nailed on as compared to the others, but he has a lower ceiling, in that he's not going to score 24 points every week. That's what I'm saying. Jota and Foden have got higher ceilings in my opinion, but he's a good option. Have to give you that. Right, let me go to pick team. Let me just so for my team, guys, I got if I don't make any transfers, I think I'm down to 9. Yesterday it was announced that 4 games are being postponed. So I actually tweeted out the games as well. So there was like 4 or 5 games. Just let me read them out for you that got postponed. I think it was the Saints game as well as the United Brighton was already clear that it was going to get postponed. So it was Southampton, Brentford, Watford, Palace, West Ham, Norwich, Everton, Leicester. I mean, some people have got like triple ups on West Ham United. For example, people have got Antonio, Bowen, Sofal, and the games got called off. And Everton, Leicester, for example, people have still from Leicester. Many people have still got Vardy. Some people have got Maddison. From Everton, I'm not sure if anybody's got anybody, but maybe Demarai Gray. Some people have Demarai Gray. From Southampton, Brentford, for example, I got Tony on my bench. From Southampton, I had Livramento. So there's like 2 players totally wiped off. Some people have still got Mbumo as well. And from Southampton, just like Nahal, people have got Broja. So Watford, Palace got called off. Gallagher, a really, really important asset. Watford again, Dennis, King. So lots of important games got called off. Add to that United and Brighton. Brighton, many people have Sanchez. From United, many people have got Ronaldo. Still, they put Ronaldo on the bench, hoping that it would just be a 1 week thing. But it is not a 1 week thing, right? So just need to kind of make do with what we have at the moment. 5 games getting called off was a bit much. Nahal says, I'm considering Keita out to Ramsdale or Martinez. Thoughts on the move? To be honest with you, Nahal, I really, really like Martinez at the moment. I think the way Steven Gerrard is setting up Aston Villa, they're very hard to score against. If you want to go with Ramsdale, that is totally fine. He's the, he's the popular pick. He's got the fixtures as well: Leeds, Norwich, Wolves. Then they've got like Manchester City and Spurs and Burnley, Wolves. So Brentford, they've got decent fixtures, Arsenal. So, but I'd say Martinez is an equally good pick, if not better, because, Stevie G is making them play like really good. But Arsenal's performance against, last week was very encouraging. West Ham United was their immediate rivals for the top 4-5 spot, and they actually beat them very easily. Nahal says, I have already have 9 players, 5 in total. Yeah. Shopman says, what do you think of Bowen to Foden and Brownhill to Smith Rowe? I like those moves, Shopman. I really like. The problem with getting somebody like Phil Foden, the same applies to me as well, guys. He has a game on Sunday. The problem with having a game on Sunday, for example, let me show you here. So if he has a game on Sunday, I prefer to get players from the first 2 games which happen on Saturday, because if there are going to be any postponements, we are, going to know about them before the deadline. If there are some COVID related issues, something of the sort. So at least we can be sure that the players which we kind of get for Saturday are going to play. Again, on Sunday, nobody knows what's going to happen. So one thing I would advise everybody here, including myself, and which I haven't done, I should have did it. Vice captain somebody who's playing on the first day, guys. For example, for me, it's Saka. You could vice captain somebody else. For example, Watkins, if you want. But vice captain somebody who's playing on the first day. So at least if Salah doesn't play, if Cancelo, Bernardo Silva, Foden don't play, at least you have your vice captain on a player who's already played. So that is one safety, kind of move that you can make. So that is the only problem with going with Phil Foden. Other than that, I have no issues with Phil Foden. I think that's a perfectly good move to make, But the vice captain thing I told you, I think you should all keep that in mind. We should all vice captain a player who's playing on the first day. Barry says, only got 8 players this week. Thinking of selling Gallagher and Ronaldo for Smith Rowe and Watkins. I'm not sure about selling Gallagher, because he might have a double game week in game week 21. If you don't have too much value attached with Gallagher, then you can do it. I have no problems with that, But remember, guys, all the players which you're going to be selling now, they're going to have double game weeks, because you're selling them because they don't have a match. That also means that they're going to have 2 games in the coming game weeks, right? They have to compensate for the game that they missed. So they will have a double game week, and then you'll all want them back. So, only sell players which you feel the need to sell or you think you must sell. Alright, so Sid says, thinking to sell Gallagher to Foden, Antonio to Laka, have 2 free transfers, or Gallagher to Emil Smith Rowe and Mitchell to cash. To be honest with you, I really like the sound of Gallagher to Foden and Antonio to Lacazette. Aubameyang is not going to get close to the Arsenal team anytime soon. I think there's some disciplinary issues going on there. Aubameyang is going to train alone, and then he'll go for the AFCON, and only after that he might have some chance. But I think Arteta has taken the hard stance with Aubameyang. I don't think Aubameyang's going to play for Arsenal anytime soon. So Lacazette is a really good option. He's on penalties. Although Arsenal have taken 3 penalties this season and missed them all. I tweeted it the time Lacazette missed that penalty. So Arsenal have got 3 penalties this season. They've missed them all. So they're not good at taking. We are not good at taking penalties. But you still always take the chance. Lacazette is the designated penalty taker if Aubameyang is not playing. So I like the move. Gallagher to Foden and Antonio to Lacazette, because Antonio, he might have a double game week in 21, but Antonio is looking absolutely shattered. He might actually benefit from this, blank, because he might get some rest, because West Ham have no other striker to play. Very, very. But I'd feel for all the players who kept Antonio for such a long time for this Norwich fixture, only for the fixture to get postponed. It is absolutely a kick in the, absolutely a kick in the teeth. And I feel for them, all the managers who kept Antonio just for the Norwich game. Alright, moving on. Abhirup says, should I use free? By the way, we've got 15 people watching, guys. When I set up the stream with half an hour to go, I didn't know what to expect. So thank you so much for everybody who joined. Abhirup says, should I use free hit or take -8 to field 11 players? Don't use free hit. That is one thing which I would like to say. Don't use free hit. I think free hit is for another game week. For example, if you have 10 players and have to take a -4, I think that should be enough. Don't use free hit, in my opinion. This is not the game week to be using free hit, because there's just 5 fixtures and you already must have the players which you already want. For example, everybody's got Trent, Salah, Cancelo, all these players which are like James. So you already have the players you want. So in my opinion, there's no point of using a free hit. T. Hemming says, what do you think about Bernardo to Foden for a -4? The problem with this move, Hemming, my friend, is I was waiting for Pep Guardiola's press conference. Unfortunately, it was called off due to inconclusive COVID test. That's so unfortunate, because Pep Guardiola was due to speak today, and it was cancelled due to inconclusive COVID test. So we don't know if we're going to get any early team news of Manchester City now. And if I already knew that Bernardo Silva was going to be out, then it would have been an easy decision to make, to kind of go Bernardo to Foden. It's the same for my own team as well. And I'm going to be waiting till the last minute to kind of make this decision. And by the way, guys, if I'm not going to be able to stream on deadline tomorrow, which I'm not going to be, as I told you, I have to take my son for a birthday party and stuff. So I'm going to be posting my team 1 hour before the deadline, so you all can see my team as on YouTube as well as on Twitter. So no, don't worry about that. But Hemming, we need to wait for some news. Let's hope we get some training pictures. Let's hope we get something to kind of give us some hope with Bernardo Silva. If Bernardo's fit, then we keep him. If he's not, then we move him on. It's pretty simple. Ahmed says, I have 10 players to play. I think about to go for Ronaldo and Gallagher to Lacazette and Foden. Already have Watkins and Bernardo. The problem with going with, you want to go for Gallagher to Foden, that is fine, but Bernardo Silva is not even nailed on. He's not even fit. We're not sure if he's going to start, Ahmed. That is the problem. -4, you can, if you want to take a -4, that is fine. Remember, Ronaldo has a chance to get a double game week in 21 as well. So you should be wary about that. You should know this when you take out Ronaldo. You should have a way to bring him back for the double game week as well. So, otherwise I like the moves. And Gallagher also will have a double game week in 21, approximately. That's what Ben Krillin said on Twitter. So I've been reading his tweets on the double game weeks. He says that except West Ham United and one other team, maybe Leicester, I think the other teams have a chance to get a double game week, or even somebody like, triple game weeks, for example, for somebody like Watford, or don't remember the other team. I think it was United. So, they might have triple game week in 21. So you make the moves you want, but you should have an easy way back to the players which you would want to get for the doubles and triples, if there be. Abhirup says, thanks, Wiz. You're welcome, Abhirup. So guys, I'd like to just head over to Fantasy Football Fix website, and I would like to show you something about Antonio. For everybody who still holds on to Antonio, I'm a little bit concerned about his form. What I want to show you is that, all right, let's go to West Ham here and let's open Mr. Where is Antonio here? Oh, see, West Ham have got just one forward. How unfortunate. So let's compare Antonio overall, game week 1 to game week 38, and player 2. I'll still put Antonio here, right? But I will start from game week 4. Now let's compare their stats. So this is Michail Antonio of the entire season on the left hand side, and this is Michail Antonio on the right hand side, starting from game week 4 after the first 3 game weeks in which he hauled. So, as you can see, the Antonio which was in the first, or actually what I can do is, let me just put it from 1 to 3, so that'll make it even better. Let's compare Antonio on the first 3 kind of game weeks. Look, per 90 minutes, the first 3 game weeks of the season where he got double-digit hauls in all of the games, he had 1.34 goals per 90 minutes. XG was over 1. Like, he was over 1 XG to score per game for the first 3 games. Now that's now down to 0.22. Goals 0.15. Shots. Every game he was taking 5.35 shots. Now he's just taking 2, or 2.23. Shots on target. Over 2 shots on target per game for the first 3 when Antonio was the most popular pick. Now he's just taking, 1 shot on target in 2 games. That's the kind of the decline Antonio has been in. Shots in the box, 4.35 per 90 minutes in the first 3 game weeks. After game week 3, it's 1.69. Just 1.69 shots in the box. Assists 1, 0.08. Expected assist, that's again, much better. Earlier attempted assists, still good for Antonio. I have to give you that. Every game he attempts, like he used to attempt 2.34, now it's 1.85, but still good. Big chances created. But you can see the stats, like they're absolutely down the hill. All the stats for Antonio are down the hill. I don't know if he's exhausted. I don't know what's going on with Antonio, but I had to show you this. Now let me just put it to 38. Or 37, doesn't matter. You see here, he was, in and around the box a lot more if you just consider the first 3 game weeks. But after that, he's just, I don't know what he's doing, Antonio. He just doesn't look the same dangerous player, So in the, if you see, like, sorry guys. So if you see here, he took 16 shots in the first 3 game weeks, and subsequently he's just taking 29 shots starting from game week 4. Now we're to game week 17. He's just taken 29 shots in all these game weeks together, and in the first 3 game weeks he took 16 shots alone. That is insane stats and insane decline. I know nobody can maintain that form, but I mean, come on. It would not be a bad idea to sell Antonio, to be honest with you. The problem is had a double game week with Norwich coming, so you guys can kind of decide whether you want to keep him or not. And Nahal says, do you think it's better to hold Gaita and roll a transfer, or use the transfer on a goalkeeper? Nahal, the problem with Gaita, let me just actually check Gaita's fixtures for you here. All right, let's go back to the FPL website. I just wanted to show you this. I really like this feature from Fantasy Football Fix. Alright, so let's check Gaita's fixtures here for our friend Nahal. Alright. So Gaita's got no fixture obviously in 18, but then he's got Spurs away, Norwich, West Ham. I mean, his fixtures are not the best, Nahal. Spurs, West Ham, even Brighton is a tough fixture. Liverpool, again, tough. Norwich, alright, Brentford, fine, but I don't know. Doesn't seem like the a bad idea to kind of ship him out this game week when he doesn't have a fixture. So that essentially costs you a 2-point hit rather than a 4-point hit. I'd say if I had kind of Gaita in my team, I would have be tempted to kind of take him out. 2-point hit is much better than a 4-point hit, my friend. And you might get an odd clean sheet that'll wipe out your hit anyway, Nahal. My Lataf says, hello, Wiz Lacazette or Watkins, love your content. Thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate it. So out of Lacazette and Watkins, in my opinion, I'd say, although Lacazette is a decent option, I'd say the way Aston Villa are playing, or Stevie G is making them play, I think even Watkins is a decent enough option. If I had the option, I'd still go with Watkins, but I might be biased because I'm an Arsenal fan. I might be biased at the back of my mind. I just want to tell you this. Let's just hang on. For our friend here, let's just compare Lacazette and Watkins. Alright, although it might not be the best kind of comparison, but let's just do it. By the way, guys, this stream is not going to be very long. I don't intend to kind of stay for a very long time, but as long as I'm here, I'm going to try to answer all your questions. All right. Player 1, Aston Villa. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the stream, please do hit the like button. So Watkins, actually, I don't remember when Gerrard exactly took over, but let's just see the entire stuff. So Lacazette, the first thing is the difference is the minutes. Lacazette has played like half the minutes of Watkins, but now that's going to change because Lacazette is going to play much more. But so because they didn't play the same minutes, it's hard to kind of judge. Let's go to the 90 minutes for Lacazette and Watkins. So goals 0.35, 0.29, not big difference. Expected goals 0.34, 0.26. Shots 2.33 to 1.3. Shots on target, again similar. Shots in the box, again Watkins, goal assist. So basically, what I can see from the stats here is that Lacazette has a greater assist potential than a goal scoring threat. Ollie Watkins, on the other hand, has a greater goal scoring threat as compared to assist potential. Although he did provide an assist for Jacob Ramsey, but that was absolutely jammy because he ran from the halfway line, Jacob Ramsey, and scored a brilliant solo goal, and that was an assist for Ollie Watkins. But I'd say Ollie Watkins at 7.6 million doesn't look like a bad option, my friend. Honestly, I think you can save some money. You can go elsewhere. If you want to bring two strikers, then you can think about Lacazette. But I'd say Ollie Watkins doesn't seem like a bad option at all. Sorry guys, just give me a second. All right. Would you hold Ronaldo or ship him out? See, my friend, it's a tough one because if he was missing for just one game week, I actually shipped him out last week. And I brought Ollie Watkins for him, and my hit was immediately paid off. Like, Watkins scored 12 points. This game week is a bit more tricky, but if you can get Ronaldo back in game week 21 for the double, I'd say it's not a bad idea to sell him. I'd say if you don't have any other fires to put out in your team, I think it could be a decent idea to kind of sell Ronaldo for a playing player. It essentially just costs you a 2 points hit. And if the player rewards you with something, then you can easily bring back Ronaldo for the double game week. Shopman says, any news for Emil Smith Rowe? Do you think he will start? Shopman, to be honest with you, he was fine the last game week as well. I don't know why Arteta rested him. From the blogs that I read, from the podcasts about Arsenal that I listen to, there's been nothing at all on why Emil Smith Rowe's been kind of, he did have an injury, but to be honest with you, I do expect him to start against Leeds, but it's touch and go. The reason why I say I expect him to start against Leeds is because Gabriel Martinelli came off with a muscle issue. So that is the reason why I think Arteta might want to give Martinelli a rest if he is not fully fit, and that is where absolutely Emil Smith Rowe comes in. So in my opinion, there's a chance that Emil Smith Rowe is going to play. Sid says your transfers. So for my transfers, I haven't made any, and I'm not planning to make any transfers until late. I'm going to wait for any news, any information, or anything which I can give me an advantage. So the first move which I can make is this kind of, if Bernardo Silva is not playing, I can just do Bernardo Silva to Phil Foden. The second move that I want to make is Tony. The problem is, don't have a good striker to get in place of Tony. For the money that I have, I checked all the strikers, I checked all the options. just can't get any good striker. So the second option which I could do is either, don't take a hit or don't do anything at all. Just bring in Foden for Bernardo Silva and roll with 10 players. That's also an option. I could just do this move and I'd be satisfied with it. Or what I can do is I can take out Livramento, who's also not playing because Saints are missing a game, and bring somebody like Kieran Tierney, because he's starting all the games for Arsenal now and he's just 4.8 million. And if you see his returns, 12 points against Everton, 12 against Southampton, 7 against West Ham United, I think Tierney is at 4.8 million. He's not the worst option. I have other options as well. I could simply just bring Ben White, 4.5, but Tierney is more exciting, much more exciting than Ben White. So I could think about Ezri Konsa. I can't bring in cash because he's a bit out of my price range, but I think about Ezri Konsa, even Matt Target. He's playing good against good under Gerrard. So I have some options, because if I sell Bernardo for Foden, then I don't have money to do anything with Tony. I have no good options in the striking department. That is the problem. So I might ship out Livramento, I might do nothing, I might roll with 10 players. Still, everything is up in the air, guys. FPL Jack says, hey Wiz, hey my friend, I hope you're fine, and I hope you had a great game week 17, FPL Jack. So this is about my team, guys. Today's stream was less about my team, because there's still lots of information that we're going to get over the next hours or until the deadline. But it was just to talk about the general issues surrounding FPL and or certain players. Giovan says, I also like Tierney, but don't you think Arsenal's game in Game Week 19 against Norwich could be in danger? I think, Giovan, the thing is, if Norwich has had an outbreak, the thing is their game which got cancelled. The thing is, Ivan Toney had contracted COVID. The good thing about this COVID which is happening to the Premier League players is that it's asymptomatic. They are not having any symptoms, because they're all vaccinated and they're not having any symptoms. So they just only need to kind of spend a week to get out of that, to get that virus out of the system, because it's not affecting their health in any way. So they can immediately come back and play. For example, like Thomas Frank would have played Ivan Toney against Manchester United only 1 week after he contracted the virus. So I expect Norwich to be fine, to be honest with you, but I'm gonna keep tabs on that. If I kind of find or listen that the Arsenal game could be kind of cancelled, then I might go for somebody else. It doesn't make a difference at this moment, or I might just play with 10 players. That's also fine. But at this moment in time, I don't want to keep Livramento. I think, because of a lack of a goalkeeper, and also the defensive stats are absolutely just, down the hill. One is Billy Caballero playing, 2, they're just not playing as a good defensive unit. They're conceding goals left, right, and center. Sashwat says, hey Sashwat, I hope you're fine, bro. FPL Jack says, I had a nightmare of a game week, Wiz. Even if I take a hit, I'll be going with only 10 assets given Gaita plays. Oh yeah, Gaita misses out. So it doesn't matter, my friend. It actually doesn't matter. 10 players is fine, because the player which you are missing is a goalkeeper, and goalkeeper ceilings generally is not that high. So I'd be fine with that. I don't have a problem. Antonio to Lacazette, says Sashwat. You can do it, yes. Lacazette is gonna play now, I can tell you that much. How good of a player he is, how good of an asset he is. Lacazette has these games where he looks like a world beater at Arsenal. Every year he has that green patch, purple patch, whatever you want to call it. He looks like a world beater. He's holding up the ball well. He's scoring goals. He's missing penalties. But yeah. So in my opinion, that's not a bad move. But I'd say Watkins is cheaper and also doing equally good. So you could think about Watkins. If you already have Watkins, then you can go for Lacazette as well. Yeah. My Lataf says, Wiz, what's your advice after a shit game week? Most people rage transfer. It is best to keep your head thing. Absolutely, my friend, especially in the time of this uncertainty, COVID, and all that stuff going around. Just keep your head. Do not be trigger happy. Wait for your transfers. At this moment in time, the most important thing which you can get is information. For example, I gave a piece of advice about vice captaining the player in the first game week. On the first day, I think that's important. If people, for example, if people captain Salah here, right, and then somebody vice captains, let us say Cancelo, we don't know what's gonna happen to the games on the second day, because all the games are like Manchester City, Chelsea, and Liverpool. All the players which we want to captain and vice captain from are happening on the second day, but due to COVID, lots can happen. But these games we can be more certain about that they're gonna go through. So what logically I'd suggest you do is, don't vice captain Cancelo, but vice captain somebody like Saka, or vice captain somebody like Watkins. So if that games get cancelled, at least you have Watkins who's already played. He might have scored 2 points, but you still get 4 because you put your vice captain on Watkins. So these kind of small details we can only be focused about, and also try to grab as much information as you can, bro. Todd says, hey Wiz, what a nice surprise. Hey Todd, I hope you're fine, bro. Yeah, just as I already said on the stream a couple of times, I had to go to a birthday party of my son's friend. I mean, I have to take my son for a birthday party tomorrow, so it was an unavoidable kind of thing which I couldn't do much about. So I thought, why not go online and just discuss the pertaining issues. So here I am, but my friend Abhijit says, wait, did I miss the deadline again? No, you didn't, Abhijit. The deadline is tomorrow. But so I already explained, I have some work, so I'm doing an early stream this game week, Abhijit. So if you have any issues, any questions, just hit me up and I'll solve them for you as best as I can. Chopin says, gotta go, good luck. Hope we get green arrows. Good luck, my friend, and may the arrows be green, Chopin. I am Sully says, this game week was so tough for me. It was not just tough for you, Sully. It was tough for so many different people for different reasons. It was luck, all, a full circle of luck, my friend. Games got cancelled. Leicester, Tottenham, Watford, Burnley. So many players in that game for people. For example, I know somebody who brought in Wood just for this game, against Watford. I know many people on Twitter who actually brought in James Maddison, because he was doing really well. And it's just a kick in the teeth when games get cancelled so close to the match happening. So what can we do? Cheers, Nehal. Vamos says, is it worth to transfer in Foden with the -4 hit? I would not be against it, especially if it is for a player who's not playing, But as I already warned you about the second day fixtures, if you kind of risk averse, or if you understand the risk, then yes, my friend, why not? Always a pleasure, Nehal. Todd says, FPL Jug, how many points last week and how many playing players for game week 18? 57, and I only have 6 playing. That's so tough, Todd. This COVID is hitting teams left, right, and center. I can't believe some of the best players in the game. I mean, I've seen their teams absolutely hit by COVID. For example, FPL Heisenberg is like a content creator. He does that. He does I think YouTube stuff, and he does lots of tweets, and he's with the Fantasy Football Hub. He had a strike, he had Dennis, King, and Ronaldo as his 3 strikers. So essentially, his entire team went without a striker. I mean, it's so crazy. This COVID. FPL Ducks, is any update on the Bilba injury? Unfortunately, Pep Guardiola's press conference was scheduled to happen today, but he returned with an inconclusive COVID test, so his press conference was cancelled. And unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna be having any more information about Bernardo Silva until it is from a journalist. Lee Fisher says, do you think African Cup of Nations? I heard something yesterday about African Cup of Nations getting cancelled, but it was just people making speculations rather than a news or a fact. But I think they should definitely reconsider the way cases are increasing, the way COVID is going around the world. They might reconsider. Who knows what's going to happen, Lee? I'm not even sure what's going to happen tomorrow, my friend. All we can do is, understand what's going on and try to just kind of spread out our team in a way, get players from different teams and spread our teams out in a way that we can cope up with this madness. I heard yesterday that Premier League is kind of thinking about postponing the entire fixtures until after New Year or until up till Boxing Day, But the thing is, that won't make a difference. It's not like COVID is going away anywhere, and if it can spread once, it can spread again as well. So I don't see what it changes. Players are not gonna stop going outside the security bubble anyway. FPL Jug says, I got 56 points and got 8 playing players for Game Week 18. Abhijit says, I missed the deadline last game week and forgot to bring in Watkins and Gallagher for Broja and Cornet, but it worked well. I never expected Broja. That's good, Abhijit. I mean, I never expected Broja to start, my friend, let alone get a 12-point haul. But, it's good. If it worked out for you in the end, it's all good, my friend. And you have 2 free transfers to go along with it, Abhijit. So I guess all's well that ends well, innit? Neil says Heisenberg has been so unlucky. Totally, my friend. And it's just not Heisenberg. I have so many people, in my DMs talking to different people who've got really good Hall of Fame ranks and stuff. I chat to them sometimes, and it's just been mental this last couple of game weeks. Todd says right there with you, bro. And Neil says FPL and Prey the only thing to cope with this situation. Totally, my friend. Agree with that. And Todd says, hey Wiz, if you had only 6 playing in Game Week 18, would you free hit? Todd, who are those 6 players? If you let me know, I'll tell you, bro. Let's work out what's the best solution for your team, and just tell me your team, and we can go from there. Neil says the only way to control it is to enforce bubble situations, do the daily tests Arsenal are doing in the car. I agree with that, Neil. The problem with all this is Christmas is coming, right? The problem is players will go out. They are not going to stop. It's even last year when there was a security bubble, tests happening, all the stringent rules and stuff. During the Christmas times, people go out, mingle. They cannot be controlled. The players could not be controlled last season during Christmas times as well. So in my opinion, I think Premier League knows what's coming. I think there's going to be more cases. There might be more postponements, cancellations. I think it's gonna become more passive and more calm after the new year when the party season is going to be over. Until then, we're just kind of have to live with what's happening all around us. James Upson says, have you made your transfers already for tomorrow? No chance, James. No chance. I am the kind of manager who values information more than team value. I always wait until the very end, especially in such a time. I'm going to wait until the end. For example, if I know Bernardo Silva is going to start, I'm going to keep him. Then I'd possibly transfer out Livramento and Tony for some other players. So it's all about information for me, and never about the early transfers. So yeah, the short answer is no. Neil says I agree. Gaming Zone says, should I take a -4 to bring in a 7.5 million midfielder or just play Brownhill? Which 7.5 million midfielder, Gaming Zone? Mason Mount? If you mean Mason Mount, I'd say you could. If you have the money, you could bring in Mason Mount. The problem with Brownhill is we're not even sure if he's nailed on. Here, let me the last game which Burnley played, Brownhill didn't start that game. So I would be a little bit wary about relying on Josh Brownhill, my friend. If you can get a good player and it gives your team a structure, then you can think about it. Even if you have somebody else, like a player which is not playing, you can think about taking him out and playing, getting a 7.5 million playing player. Todd says 6 playing: Trent, Jota, Salah, Rhys James, Ben White, Cancelo. So Todd, you already have the main players which anybody could want this game week. You got Trent, you got Jota, you got Salah, you got Rhys James, you got Cancelo. The only thing which is missing from your team is a Manchester City attacking player, which is Phil Foden, or somebody else, whichever you like. So if you can take a -4 hit and bring in a Manchester City player, a midfielder, and field like 8 playing players, I would not be against that. I think free hit is going to come in handy down the line as well, because the thing is, how much advantage will a free hit give you this game week? I don't think there's gonna be anything much which we can do. Who are we gonna bring from, let's say, Aston Villa versus Burnley? Maybe Watkins, on a free hit. Who are we gonna bring in from Arsenal versus Leeds? Maybe, on a free hit you can get Rafinha, Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe. It's fine. In my opinion, I'd say if you can get somebody like Phil Foden, and one other playing player, maybe Emil Smith-Rowe, maybe Saka, I don't know. But I think you should be fine. There might be a red arrow, there might be a grey arrow. There's not going to be much difference in my opinion. I'd save the free hit, I'd say. Nicholas says, if you had to choose one, Cash or Tierney, and why? I'd choose, it depends on which goalkeeper you have, but I'd choose Tierney, my friend. I think he looks much more attacking. Arsenal are creating chances through Tierney at the moment. FPL Penguin is here. Hey my friend, I hope you're fine. He says, not doing any transfers as not sure if this game week will go ahead. That is true, my friend. We're all in the same boat. The thing is, and FPL Penguin, is that Premier League has already cancelled like 5 fixtures, or postponed the 5 fixtures, and I'd say at least the first 2 fixtures in Aston Villa and Burnley, and Arsenal versus Leeds, or Leeds versus Arsenal, have the best chance of going through, and even if they get cancelled, we'll have early team news. So not making any transfers, and if you can field like 9, 10, 11, that is fine. Or the best approach would be to kind of wait as late as possible, which I'm possibly going to use, and try to kind of navigate these tough tides, my friend. There's nothing much we can do about it. It's all up in the air at the moment. Mental. Oh, it's all mental. FPL Jack says, what are you gonna do at the party, Viz? I don't know, my friend. Maybe I'll be Gunnersaurus and entertain the kids. It's a tough one, to be honest with you. But when you have kids, you have to kind of just roll with it, bro. Gaming Zone says, transferring out Duffy for Tierney, going to do it tomorrow. Any option better than Tierney? Yeah, why not? Let's have a look. I actually had a look already, but let's again have a look, my friend. So let's get 5.2 million. So below 5.2 million, you've got Gabriel, Roman Saez, Conor Cody. They've got tough fixtures. Wouldn't go for the Wolves players anyway. Tomiyasu, I'd say obviously Tierney is better than Tomiyasu. Matty Cash has the reason why I would go with Tierney over Matty Cash is because Tierney is more potent. He has more end product as compared to Cash. Cash has one goal all season, and he's played almost the entire season. Tierney's got 2 assists, if you see here, 2 12-pointers, 1 7-pointer, and I think Arsenal and Aston Villa both are keeping clean sheets, so there's not a problem there. The attacking intent, I'd say Tierney is better, slightly better as compared to Matty Cash. At the moment, I have 8 starting. Yeah, that's pretty good in my opinion. FPL Penguin, maybe a free transfer, and you should be fine. I think there's gonna be You gotta have a lot of luck to field 11 players this game week, especially with more kind of games likely to be cancelled. Nail says it's better to save the free hit and try to use it in the triple game week or double game week when we'll see these postponements. Totally, my friend. I agree with that. I would save the free hit, Todd. Absolutely. Todd says, thanks, Wiz. What probability do you assign to the Spurs Liverpool? Todd, is absolutely hard to say, my friend. Without any information, we're just speculating, my friend. But if I have any information, I'm going to keep you posted. You know, I'll post on Twitter and I'll post on YouTube as well. So you guys, I'll keep you posted as soon as I have some information or some leaks or kind of some journalists say something. I'll let you guys know. It's hard because I think for Liverpool, City and Chelsea games, we won't get any information before the deadline, so it's gonna be tough, but let's hope for the best. Neil says, FPL Penguins, similar situation. I have 9 before Tambola or Roulette strikes. Everybody's in the same boat. Todd says, free hit this week is playing defensive. Free hit playing later is playing offensive. Todd, the thing about playing defensive is that it's not even giving you an edge. Unless, for example, Aston Villa smashes Burnley for like 4-5-0, or maybe Arsenal smash Leeds for 4-5, or put 4 or 5 past Leeds. There's not much free hit can give you. Which player are you gonna get additional on free hit? I'd say Mason Mount, Ollie Watkins, Bukayo Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe, Kieran Tierney. All these players don't have a very high ceiling. The players which have a high ceiling, you already have them. So in my opinion, take a hit close to the deadline. Don't take any hits today. Take a hit close to the deadline, field 8 players, and I think you should have a red arrow which is not going to be very big. If you are lucky, you might get a green or a gray arrow, and sometimes you have to ride these waves, Todd. We cannot kind of fight. For example, if you waste your free hit and there comes a game week in which we are just left with 3 fixtures, what are you gonna do then? So in my opinion, let's just ride the waves. So it seems like a good time to use the emoji. Bring it on, guys. All right. FPL Jack says, my daughter is 17 and she doesn't want me to accompany her anymore. That's great, my friend. My son is just like 3 years old, and have to go. I tried everything possible in my power to kind of make do so that I wouldn't have to go, but how family is. You just have to sometimes. Nail says Target is an option. Young would be, but he's apparently injured. Yeah, he actually did get injured in the last game. People were starting to make tweets about Ashley Young. It's like he's defender playing out of position on the wing. He's got an assist. He's doing this. He's doing that. And as soon as people started tweeting, he got taken off in the 59th minute and didn't even get the clean sheet points. And then all the tweets kind of suddenly died down. Nail says, Todd, agree, mate. 1 hit and 8 players seem to be fine. That's good. I agree with that as well. I think free hit is too valuable. If anything, bench boost is the worst chip to own at the moment. James Upson says, sorry I missed your reply. Hey Buckshot, I hope you're fine, my friend. Dennis, Vardy and Antonio all not playing. What would you suggest? I have Salah, Jota, Bernardo, Rhys James, Cancelo and Trent. My friend, you could actually just ship out Vardy. You could easily ship out Jamie Vardy to Watkins, and you could ship out Antonio to Lacazette if you want. If you don't want, just ship out Vardy for Watkins, and you have all the players which you want. Maybe ship out Vardy to Watkins and Bernardo to Foden. If Bernardo doesn't play, ship out Bernardo to Watkins and Vardy to Bernardo to Foden and Vardy to Watkins, and I think you should be fine. You should have all the players which anybody wants for this game week. Even if there's 8 players, I think you should be fine. Nicholas says, I have Ramsdale. Would you still pick Tierney over Cash? Leaning towards Tierney myself. The thing, Nicholas, is Cash kind of. If you pick Cash, it kind of makes spreads things around a bit. So if Ramsdale loses the clean sheet, automatically you don't have two players losing a clean sheet. So it all depends upon whether you want to kind of double up the risk and try to go for it. But Arsenal's fixtures dictate, I think they're going to keep 2 clean sheets in the next 4. So it's not a bad idea to go with Tierney. Especially the way Arsenal are playing now with Lacazette. Because Aubameyang doesn't win any headers, and with Lacazette playing, he's more of a presence. Although he's shorter than Aubameyang, but he still holds the ball up better and allows a chance for the fullbacks to kind of bomb forward. So I like Tierney, and Cash doesn't offer you much attacking threat, my friend. Todd says, I estimate Spurs versus Liverpool delayed is 50%, which is why I toyed with using the free hit. Todd, the more fixtures get cancelled, I don't think it bodes well for the free hit, because, for example, if Liverpool versus Spurs gets cancelled, right? Which players are going to give you the points? For example, from Aston Villa, who you're going to bring? Watkins. Who else? Emiliano Buendia. There's not many options there. From Burnley, not sure Maxwell Cornet is fine. So let's say you bring in Matt Lowton, McNeil. From Leeds, we bring in Rafinha. From Arsenal, Emil Smith-Rowe, Saka, maybe Tierney, Ramsdale. These players don't have a big ceiling. From Manchester City, obviously you can have 3 players, but you already have Cancelo, so it'll give you an advantage of 2. And I already told you can bring in 1 for somebody like Foden. From Chelsea, yes, you can get James, Rudiger, maybe Mason Mount. I don't know. It's tough for me to say. It's very tough for me to call, especially when we don't have information. That is the whole point. In my opinion, Liverpool versus Tottenham has a chance to go ahead. Aaron says, any Bernardo news, Wiz? Unfortunately, Aaron, I don't have any Bernardo news. I wish I did. I would have been much more clear on my transfers if I knew if Bernardo's going to play or not. But unfortunately, I don't have any Bernardo news at the moment. Whenever I do, I'll update you guys. By the way, guys, if I'm not doing a deadline stream tomorrow, it doesn't mean you don't get to see my team. I'm going to post my team 1 hour before the deadline on Twitter as well as on YouTube, so you get to know what I'm doing, my captaincy, and my vice captain. Again, I want to repeat for everybody who were not there when I discussed it: make your vice captain on Saturday. Even if you want to make your captain on Sunday, make Watkins, make Emil Smith-Rowe, Bukayo Saka your vice captains, even if you want to make your captain on Sunday. So that's just a piece of advice I'd like to give you. Nihal says, it's dicey. Liverpool camp has COVID issues, but Spurs seem better. They were ready to play Leicester, but Leicester requested the postponement. That's a great point by Nihal. So Tottenham were ready to play Leicester. Antonio Conte was ready to go through the fixture, but Leicester requested postponement. So Liverpool, if they are fine, and Tottenham were ready to play against Leicester, I think that the fixture should go through. And we're hoping for the best anyway. And Todd says, if the game is delayed, everyone is screwed equally. Totally agree with that. Sully says, I still have Ronaldo. Is the good thing right now. Sully, it depends on whether you can field, how many players you can field next game week. I think Ronaldo short term is not that important, but in game week 21, when he has a double game week, it's fine. Then he is important. If you can take him out and bring him back, that's not a bad idea. If you want to keep him, which many players are doing as well, that's totally fine. It's a 50-50 call, bro. Todd says, Nahal, thanks, bro. I did not know Spurs were ready. I thought both teams requested the delay. I think Spurs were ready. Antonio Conte was ready to play. He actually exclusively said we did not request postponement in his press conference. So we're hoping for the best, Todd. And we're lucky, as I always say, lucky to have Nahal with all the information and all the help on our streams, as we are lucky to have all of you guys. This is absolutely a wonderful community. FPL Jug says, Cancelo captain, your views was FPL Jug. I don't know, my friend. Cancelo captain doesn't seem like a bad idea. You know, Newcastle are not playing the best. But I mean, they scored against Chelsea. What makes you think they can't score against City? Although City are much better than them. You know, currently I have it on Salah. I'm going to think about it. Even if I think about it as long as I want to, in the end I'll end up putting it on Salah. I know it. But because I'm putting it on Salah, it might be a bias in my mind. You know, I think Cancelo is a good option. I have to say, Cancelo captain is a good option. Although he hasn't provided any attacking returns since a long time. Look here. Last assist he got was against Everton in game week 12. You know, but after that, all these game weeks he's played, he's not provided any assist. So yeah. But if you want to go with Cancelo, I don't think that's a bad idea. Unfortunately, he hasn't scored a goal all season in the Premier League. He's got 5 assists, Cancelo, but that might mean he might be due a goal, this guy. You know, I wouldn't be against Cancelo captain, honestly, my friend. I think Salah against Tottenham away has a potential of 1 return. Cancelo might have a potential of a clean sheet and 1 return. So I wouldn't be against that. Hemming says, when is the best time to use free hit? See, it's all about the strategy which you use, Hemming. There are some people who use it in a blank game week. Traditionally, all the good managers, they used to use their free hit in a blank game week, which you know, might not be the kind of best option, because in a blank game week there's just like 3, 4, 5 fixtures and you don't have the best options available, especially because most of the big teams are missing, you know, and so the ceiling of that free hit was not that high. But recently the trend has changed. You know, people have started playing their free hits in a double game week where like 11 players with 22 fixtures and all plum fixtures can give you a massive boost. So if you ask me, a double game week is the better time to play the free hit as compared to a blank game week. So if you plan well ahead, if you know there's going to be a blank game week, if you follow somebody like Ben Krillin on Twitter and you know there's going to be a blank game week, you plan for the blank game week with your free transfers, and you can field like 6, 7, 8 players with free transfers on your for the blank game week, and then you use your free hit in the double game week. I'd say that gives you a big advantage. Aaron says, Wiz, I have 10 starting players but no goalkeeper. Should I make a goalkeeper transfer? Aaron, which goalkeeper do you have, my friend? Neil says, I really like that Cancelo pick. It was a Shelby screamer that scored for Newcastle. That is true, and that was in the start of the game anyway. Newcastle scored first. Hemming says, feels like Cancelo will do better, but the risk is great. There's always a risk. If you're going against Salah this season, the risk is there. The guy is blanked once in 17 game weeks, and that's just in game week 2. I mean, you know, he doesn't blank. The guy doesn't blank. So if you're going against Salah, there's always a risk. But again, you picking the better fixture. You're picking, like, you know, Newcastle versus City as opposed to Tottenham, Liverpool versus Tottenham. So I'd say Cancelo is a good risk to take if you want to take it. I mean, Phil Foden could be a really good option, provided we know if he's starting. Neil says, it was also Thiago assist to Shelby. He served it on a plate for him to boot his laces through it with no one closing down. Totally agree with that. I think Liverpool was just slow out of the blocks, and as soon as they scored, Liverpool kind of, and you know, we got an equally, or no, I mean, we got such a good goal at the end by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Everybody forgot about the Shelby screamer. It was a Trent Alexander-Arnold rocket, right? You know, it was amazing shot. Trent Alexander-Arnold. It was a delight to watch it live. FPL Jack says, great risk, great reward, Hemming. I agree with that. Honestly, if you ask me, I'll use my free hit in a double game week more than I'll use it in a blank one. That's just me, you know. And I'm a safe manager. I like to play it safe, but I think I would. Aaron says, I have Gaeta. I will probably bring in Pickford or Ramsdale. Also, with Everton's fixtures are turning, and any Everton players you're keeping. I agree with you that Everton's fixtures are turning, by the way, and the problem is there's not many options in there. I like Gray, Doucouré, all these players, but I want Everton to do well, to kind of have a consistent. Let me just check it for you. Give me a second. Let me show you Everton's fixtures. Let's just see Keane's. Do you see Burnley, Newcastle, Brighton, Norwich, Aston Villa? Rafael Benitez have managed to save his job, and now I think he's gonna try and win lots of these easy fixtures, so that any talk of relegation or any such is out of the question. So options I would be considering from Everton is Demarai Gray potentially. I wish Dominic Calvert-Lewin was back, but he isn't. So Demarai Gray, I'd say is an option. Abdoulaye Doucouré is also an option. But honestly, I can consider all the options I want. But in my opinion, there's like better options from better teams at the moment, which we can go for, and that is the reason I won't be going for any Everton options at the moment, my friend. But in my opinion, if you want, you should think about bringing in Ramsdale. Pickford is this kind of hot and cold. He had a great performance against Chelsea, but he's hot and cold. Never been a consistent goalkeeper, never been an FPL option. Maybe when he was in Sunderland, but never at Everton for me. So yeah, I mean, it would be so much better for tonight's stream if I already knew what's happening with Bernardo Silva, guys, but unfortunately there was no news. Pep's press conference was cancelled due to his COVID test inconclusive or something like that, and we don't have any information about that. And that is the reason I can't kind of tell you what transfers I'm thinking to make, but I already told you the plan is to kind of take out Bernardo Silva. If he's not fit, the plan is to kind of take out Bernardo Silva for Foden, and then that'll give me 10 players playing for game week 18, which is not bad, but then I might take a hit and take out Livramento, or might take a hit and take out Tony. The problem if I take out Tony again is that I don't have any good options to replace him with at 7.3 million. 7.4 gave me Wilson, but that is also again not an option that I want. Pookie, Mope, all these guys, I don't want them. So essentially I could have gone for Brocha, but to take a hit and to bring in a player which is not even playing this game week absolutely makes no sense. So I might ship out Livramento for Tierney for a hit. That is another option. So I just wanted to tell you my thought process. If Bernardo Silva is fit, however, then I might keep Bernardo Silva, and then I might ship Tony for somebody, or maybe just Livramento for Tierney. That'll give me I'd say 11 players for the game week if Bernardo Silva is fit. So it all's up in the air, guys, because we don't have information. But whatever happens, 1 hour before the deadline, you'll have my team both on Twitter and YouTube, so you can see what I've done, who I've captained, who I've vice captained, and you can plan your teams accordingly. So I guess that would have to be it for me tonight, guys. And I think we've had a pretty healthy, decent stream. It's been over 1 hour, and I think all the pertaining questions related to COVID related kind of postponements, all the things which I kind of wanted to talk about have been touched upon and covered. Unfortunately, won't be here to accompany you for your deadline tomorrow, by the way. It has just become a regular feature in my life, kind of, guys, and never spend the deadlines alone anymore. It's always with you guys here answering your questions, sometimes fretting over my own team, and tomorrow is not going to be a deadline stream, but I'll be the deadline stream is going to be back usual for the next game week, which I think is on a Boxing Day. So hopefully, we're actually my friends were actually planning to kind of take because it's vacation from work and stuff, so they were planning to actually take me out for a vacation with all the family and stuff, and I was trying my best to tell them, don't kind of make a plan for um, 26th December. You know, let's go after 26th, or let's go on 23rd and come back on 26th, so I can kind of do my I didn't tell them so I could do my deadline stream, because they won't agree with that. But you know, let's hope that I'll be back for the Boxing Day. But you know, who knows? This holiday season is crazy. Just like FPL is mental at the moment, so are my plans. But let's hope I can get them sorted in order to kind of. Where are you going for a vacation, bro? Not too far away from my house, my friend. It's just like, we live in Punjab, right? So Himachal is right. Himalayas are right next to our house. For example, if I want to go to the Himalayas, it takes 2-hour drive from my house, and I'll be at the foothills. So you know, it's easy for me to kind of go to the mountains, you know, and there's like a few holiday destinations right close to my house. But that's the plan at the moment. So the friends are planning, and we're interested to go. But let's see what happens, guys. I'll keep you updated, and hopefully I'll be here for the Boxing Day deadline stream as well. R-Ray says, do you think Liverpool Spurs will be postponed? R-Ray, we can't say for sure. It can be, it cannot be, but I think it'll go ahead. You know, if you ask my opinion, I think it should be fine. FPL Jack says Kasoli. FPL Jack, Kasoli is one thing that we've visited so many times that anytime anybody mentions Kasoli, you know, my family says no chance we're going to that place again, because you know, it's the closest hill station to my house. So every time we have like a couple of days off, the first destination anybody mentions is Kasoli. Rohit says Pahad mein Maggie khane ka plan hai, matlab. It's pretty cold here where I'm at, my friend. It's like what, 6, let me check my phone. I think it's 6 degrees at the moment Celsius outside. It's very cold at the moment. Let me just check and tell you. Yeah, it's like 8 degrees at the moment. So that's very cold at the moment. You know, if we go to the mountains, it's absolutely freezing. But you know, guys, let's wind up the stream. When I do make a plan, which I hope does not include the Boxing Day in it, I'll definitely let you guys know. But for today's stream, that is it, guys. And that was all about my plans. That was all about I wanted to talk about. You'll have my updated team tomorrow on YouTube as well as on Twitter. So if you have any questions, if you have any kind of doubts about your teams you still want to talk to me about, just write to me on YouTube, write in the comments. You know, I'll answer your questions. If you have any doubts and you want to write me on Twitter, do write me on Twitter as well. So no worries. If I'm not able to do the deadline stream, I'll still try to answer your questions as best as possible. It's 2 degrees Celsius here. Oh my days, that's crazy. Hopefully just stay safe, guys. All games are gonna get cancelled or what? Rohit, I think not. I hope the next 5 fixtures are gonna go through, my friend. Will you use free hit this week? No, Array, I'm not gonna use free hit. Look at my team, my friend. I've got, like, even if I don't make any transfers, I still got 9 players playing. Why should I use free hit? I can make 1 free transfer and have 10 players playing. And that is absolutely fab. FPL Jack says, please be active on Twitter tomorrow. I will be active. Don't worry, guys. Just tag me, ask me a question here on YouTube, on this video, in the comments. I'll answer you. Just @rate me on Twitter, ask me a question, I'll answer you. Don't worry, I'm gonna be here, guys. Not going anywhere. You know, even when I'm at that party, my brain is gonna be thinking about my FPL team anyway. Todd says, thanks to his 0 degrees in Chicago, the windy city. You know, 0 degrees to add to the wind that blows in Chicago is absolutely freezing. But stay safe, Todd, and take care of yourself. Hopefully, you know, have a cup of coffee. Alright, guys, so that's it for me on the stream today. And you know, hopefully you all have a good team for the upcoming game week. If not, I suggest you all to avoid, stay away from the free hits. Try to field 8-9 players with a -4 hit. I think that is gonna be all right. So, all right, guys, I'll see you hopefully for the Boxing Day deadline stream, and also on Twitter and the YouTube comments tomorrow. Till then, guys, take care. Have a great game week 18. Do not fret too much about things which are out of your control. We cannot control all the parameters. All we can do is make one transfer, hit, and hope, guys. That's all we can do. So on this note, FPL Visit signing out. The beautiful song for you. Take care, everybody. May the arrows be green. Bye-bye. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, guys, since we're not gonna be here for the Christmas, so wish you all a Merry Christmas.